Hello, everyone. My name's Neel. I'm on our product team here at OpenSpace, and I'm really excited to talk to you more about how our product is having an impact today and to share some exciting announcements with you about where we're headed. To give you a quick map about what we're going to cover, I wanted to reflect back on some of the themes that Jeevan just touched on. We're going to talk today about how our product today is delivering at scale, and specifically enterprise scale, for larger and larger projects, but also for organizations that are deploying OpenSpace across a larger number of projects. We're going to touch on productivity, or as Jeevan mentioned, how we can help you get things done more efficiently, but using the power of imagery that we help you collect through our platform. We're of course going to touch on AI. As Wes mentioned, we're really thinking about how to take AI and put it into your hands and make it useful. And to take some of these game-changing technologies, help them assist you, but also maybe get new insights about what's happening out in the field. And of course, we're going to touch on ROI really throughout the entire talk, because at the end of the day, if none of this actually helps you save money and helps you kind of improve the bottom line, then we're really not doing our job. And we really want to make sure that we're doing that. So with that, we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to dive right in. So scale, I had to put this slide back up there just because the stats are really impressive. And we're really proud of this. The fact that we're up to over 250,000 active users, 37 billion square foot of coverage on our platform. This is really fantastic, and it continues to be a core theme of our entire R&D team to ensure that we can deliver at this scale. So as you're capturing more and more projects, we invest a ton of energy to make sure all that data that's coming through gets processed quickly and accurately, continue to maintain those incredible 15-minute turnaround times on average, as well as investments that continue to make the actual user experience scale as well. There's a few things I wanted to spotlight in that vein that include recent launches, things like our multi-floor capture feature, which makes it really, really simple and quick for you when you're capturing a large project, say with multiple floors, to start a capture and indicate that you want to move to a next sheet and to jump into that really quickly. So you don't have to stop a transfer and then continue on by having to make another click. It also includes our overhead capture feature, which makes it really easy to take above head captures and have all of that data seamlessly stored and recallable alongside the rest of your captures. It includes things like an updated minimap, that little square when you're walking around captures that allows you to understand exactly where things are at. And now it's sort of we're expanding that, so that's another way you can navigate through the host of captures and field notes that you're collecting on your job sites. But all of this also includes just an easier way to administer as you're deploying across projects and adding all those new users in, how you can manage them cleanly, import users from other project management tools, and manage them in bulk. So you can make sure everyone that needs to have access really does. One-on-one, each of these improvements seem kind of small, but as they all come together, they really do add up to an easier and better way for you to deploy OpenSpace across projects. So you'll continue to see us investing in things like that. But ultimately, our real goal is to ensure that OpenSpace becomes this conduit, a visual context of what's happening on a job site, and connecting that in to your teams and the tools that you're using every day as an enterprise. And to this vein, I want to talk to you a little bit more now about what we're doing to make this vision more of a reality. To do that, I actually wanted to first spotlight a customer that's been with us for a really long time, and that's Rosendin Electric, the top 3 electrical contract in the US, as indicated by ENR. They've got a really strong focus on large projects like data centers, some high-tech office space, but also some really cool projects like the renovation of Terminal 1 at SFO here in the Bay Area. As Rosendin scaled with us over the last 4 years, they've gone from their first initial projects to now over 90 active projects where they're actively capturing and managing all the data flowing through OpenSpace so that they can continue to get visibility across all of these projects. And when you're operating at that scale, one of the most important things you want to be able to do, as we've talked with customers operating at that scale, is really just keep tabs on where captures are happening, where they're not happening, and ultimately, to that point on ROI, ensuring that the investment that you're making into a tool like OpenSpace is really paying off. So with that, Rosendin was a great customer that piloted with us some new capabilities that we're about to launch a little bit more broadly within our usage APIs. What this really does is allow you to connect to OpenSpace via an API and grab a ton of really useful statistics. Things like where captures are happening, how often they're happening, how long captures, how the duration of captures that are being taken, and all of that accessible in a way where you can pull that into the tools of choice within your enterprise. These are all examples of dashboards that some of our pilot customers have made. And I wanted to quickly show you a little bit of what Rosendin specifically did in creating dashboards specific for every single site that they are capturing on, so then they can know when captures are happening, the trends along those captures, how long, and the durations of the captures that they actually made, but largely just giving them a site-by-site view of what's really happening. They also built aggregations of all of this so they can know trends across sites, when potentially that coverage of a particular site has declined, and ultimately just gives them the tools to really understand when and where things are happening. Again, super powerful because it allows across all 90 sites a centralized view of what's happening and allows folks across the organization to be able to have one place to look at everything that's happening inside of OpenSpace. As we partnered with Rosendin, specifically the data analyst team, Theodore here gave us a lot of great feedback and specifically mentioned how being able to keep tabs on not just any one tool, but really all tools being deployed in enterprise is really important. And Theodore works across all departments at Rosendin and really sort of appreciated the fact that this was a really great way to plug into, in their case, PowerBI as the core tool that allows everyone across the organization to be able to see what's happening and to be able to come together when necessary to make sure things weren't happening correctly, that they could get that on track again. So it's really great to get that customer feedback that these users APIs is a great first step. Now, we've been in the game for progress tracking for a little while. Our OpenSpace track solution we see as a really useful and great way to think about progress in terms of quantities and mapping those quantities against sheets. A solution like that works really well, especially for our trades customers, but we've gotten tons of feedback. And what we've really learned is that different types of customers operating at different scales on different kinds of projects may need different types of solutions. And so what we're really excited about talking to you now is about milestone tracking, really a broadened offering that allows you to define and set milestones of your choice. In many cases, that could make sense to be schedule milestones that you want to track against, and then effectively across pretty much anything happening on a project, being able to track progress against that and have that connected back to your schedule so all those milestones can be unified in terms of how you're viewing progress against them. So we're really excited about this, and in order to accomplish this, looking at using our Images API to build really strong partnerships within the ecosystem. And Jeevan teased this a bit, but Disperse is our partner of choice for milestone tracking, and they've been a friend of ours, and we've admired them for some time. They've been in the market for quite some time, and as Jeevan called it, a battle-hardened solution. We're really excited to bring the best of two worlds together. Our scaled capture platform, which really helps ensure you can get that critical data about what's happening on the field into our platform, but then to partner that up with Disperse's scaled progress tracking operation that allows us to give you the best of both worlds. When we think about a solution like this, why we're really excited about it: one, it's reliable, two scaled solutions partnering together. Two, it's comprehensive. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what Disperse can actually track, but just think about it as anything happening that's visual on a job site, we can help you track progress against it. And three, it's really flexible. So whether it's a large project or a small one, whether you have specific customizations that may be necessary, we can accommodate for those as well. So how could a progress tracking solution like this really work? It's really quite simple. You would deploy OpenSpace and capture as you normally would on any project by which you want to have progress tracking. Behind the scenes, OpenSpace and Disperse will synchronize data with one another, no additional steps on your end. And then what you get as a result are dashboards of progress data that are accessible on the Disperse side, but also easily linked on OpenSpace as well. A solution like this doesn't require a BIM model, but if you have one, that's great. We can take it in and help accelerate the setup of a project. It connects to your schedule if you'd like. And again, you can define those milestones in any way for a specific project and tie those to the schedule if that's the best way to see this information. And dashboards are unified. So you have one place to look for anyone inside of the organization to know where things really at. And in terms of, again, the breadth and the scope of things that we can track, because Disperse has been working and refining their solution for so long, there's a huge host, there's a huge toolbox here of things that right out of the box we're compatible with. But once again, we can also customize when necessary for special situations. And so this is what we're really excited about, just right out of the gate, being able to track just about anything happening on large enterprise scale projects and combining that with OpenSpace such that you've got a really great enterprise scale solution for milestone tracking. So once you have this all set up, what's really powerful, again, is reporting, as we call it, in any level. So if you're thinking about reporting at the highest level of a project, say there are multiple buildings as part of a program, you can look at things at that level. You get great views around how you're progressing against schedule milestones, if that's the best view. But we've gotten a ton of great feedback from our early pilot customers on this view on the left that sort of gives you a building level view, floor by floor, which is really pretty incredible. And each of those little squares is actually a zone or a region inside of a floor that you can get both progress data on, as well as a week by week pace. So you can understand not just where progress is, but how that's trending. And those two data points across an entire building at any given time is a really powerful data set and a really powerful view upon which you can centralize everyone's attention. So you can know where to focus yourself, where things are going well, where things are going wrong. And again, we're really excited by the feedback we're hearing about this. So with this new offering, again, we're not just thinking about this in the short term. Disperse has been in the market for quite some time. Canary Wharf here shared a lot of their thoughts on just how well this has worked for them over the past number of years, which is, again, all of what we're really thinking about with enterprise scale. How do we take the best of what OpenSpace does and the best of what Disperse does, bring that together, serve it up to all of you, make that accessible to you so that if that makes the most sense for how you want to track progress, it's something you can deploy. So with that, again, super excited about where we're at. We're early right now in testing this out with some pilot customers. So we're remaining in a closed beta through Q4, but expecting to bring this available more widely at the beginning of next year. If you have interest in this, definitely reach out to your reps who can tell you a little bit more about the process to be considered, to be added to that beta. But again, we're really soon, very shortly, expecting to expand this to more and more customers. And bringing this back to enterprise scale, this is really one of the ways we expect to really help large-scale organizations standardize, capturing as a regular activity, as well as using a centralized view of progress to really keep everyone in sync on what's most important.